Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're checking out a brand new multi-tool from BIBURY, one of you guys' favorite. This has probably been one of the most requested brands here in the channel. You guys have always like, oh, I love my BIBURY multi-tool, right? I see that in the comments all the time. We've checked out a different model in the past, and doing the honors, we got the mini right here. I'm just going to go ahead and make an incision right there. This one is on the smaller side, very pocketable, right? Got the pliers and a few other features as well. I have a video for this one in the channel also. And of course, this product and everything else you see in the video will be linked down below so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. Here we go. So we got a pouch right here with some additional goodies. Looks like we have a good collection of different bits right here. We have Phillips head. We have some torque right here, right? Different measurements and a few other as well that might come handy. It also even has its own little stretchy kangaroo pocket right here in the front, which is interesting. Put that back there. Actually, we're going to come back to that in a moment. And let's see, here on the side, we have some additional goodies. We got some additional hardware, and it looks like wire cutters. Yeah, replacement wire cutters also. That's cool. And of course, some screws and stuff like that. That's always appreciated. Looks like we have a saw. It's got to be a very toothy saw if I ever saw one. But yeah, we'll come back to this guy here as well in a moment. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we got. Of course, typical buckle here, right? Clip-on pouch with a little nice little belt carry solution, right? Very intuitive, nice and easy to put on and take off with that plastic clip there. But let's see what the multi-tool here is all about. And by the way, this one is going to be given away over on IG, so make sure to follow me on IG so you can see the giveaway details. This video is being posted today, and the giveaway is going to be live here for the next few days, so you definitely want to make sure to check me out on IG, EDC Miguel. But let's see what this one's all about. We have, I think it's called, again, the Multitool Pliers Pro, but specifically this model here, BI 2045AB. First impressions, I'm really digging the all blacked out aesthetics, right? Minus the filer situation there. Everything else is pretty blacked out. Absolutely digging that. I mean, we're going to cut to the chase. All right, let's check out the pliers first, because I mean, I know you guys want to see that right off the bat. So we have some fine pliers here in the front. Needle nose style, if you would. Let's get a zoom in right there so you guys can see it. Again, this one rocking the blacked out aesthetics here, which definitely would age pretty good over time, you know, as you use it more and more. The, of course, wire cutters right here are replaceable. So you can unscrew those to look like a T6 hardware and replace them with the ones included. So regular pliers, needle nose pliers going on. That's looking pretty good. And hardcore, we'll do some size comparisons here in a little bit next to some of the other popular multi-tools and also some other ones that we have checked out here in the channel as well. Now, when it comes out of the box, right, it has some additional oil there. That's why you keep seeing me wiping it off here and there. Good movement right here, nice and satisfying. Clip on. I don't see a pocket clip on this one. Some models do include a pocket clip and some don't. This particular one here does not. The mini one does have a pocket clip, so something to keep in mind in case you are a pocket clip carry multi-tool style guy, or I mean, it's meant to be carry with a sheath in this particular case. So you have, right, that whole clip there. And I think we probably missed something here. Hold on a second, everybody. Hold the phone. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it does come with a T8 T6 tool as well, so that's nice. You probably have one of those laying around somewhere. Nice that it comes out of the box like that. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and try going around the tool here. We got the nice and locking blade. Future me slap that steel on the screen. Right, it is a locking knife. I know some people from UK are going to be like, man, I love the multi-tool, but the fact that it is a locking knife, now it's going to be an issue. I mean, I guess you could remove this bit right here, you know, like break it off, and then no longer is it a locking knife if you really wanted to make it work out. But, you know, by default, yes, it is a liner lock situation there, right? Get you a closer look. Has the lock icon, and then you just push down to release. On the open, it engages there, right? It even has a somewhat of a detent. Little notch right there to create a little bit of a detent feeling, right? You can slow roll it out. This is not one of those that you'll be able to thumb deploy, right? Kind of like a regular knife. I think this is like on some washers or what have you. So it's more of a slow roll open than anything else. So nice looking clip point blade there with some belly. What else do we have here? We have, let's see, we got the nail neck here for the filer, right? So somewhat of a diamond pattern filer on this side, and then we have more fine diamond on the other side. I'll get you a closer look there, right? Diagonal cross line on this side, and then this fine grit on this other side. And the cool thing here is that these are removable. So if I just move this out of the way right here, I've done it once or twice. So just got to remember how to put the password in. All right, here we go. I just figured it out. It took me a minute. Best way to think about it is this circle right here is your hinge. So if you just pull on this tab, pull back on this tab like this, right? Everything is hinging right here. So pull back, and that allows you to remove or swap the blade, right? You can put it mounted on the other side if you like it that way. I know it's going to be a little bit easier for the nil neck when pulling it out to be in this orientation. But then we have this saw right here, right? Also blacked out. If you need to use the saw, pop it in there, slide this guy back on. And this time around, yeah, look at this. No wobble, no, fits pretty snug in there, which is good. And the only thing, though, you want to keep in mind is it won't fold away with the saw, because the saw is a little bit longer than the space within the handle. It's not going to fold in completely, so this will be one of those, you use it in the moment, and you actually have a pretty good length saw right here. All right, pretty lengthy one, and I'm not going to insert any more dad jokes like I did at the beginning, but you get the idea. All right, pretty lengthy saw right there, very capable with alternating teeth on each side, and yeah, removable. All right, so once you're done using the saw, since you can fold it in place, you would just switch back to the, here we go, to the file tool. All right, so here we go. Slide this bad boy back in place, put this back on, and I get a very snug fit. The saw and the filer here, both of them are going to be locking as well, by the way. So you got the same liner lock situation, locks in place, and then you can push it down to disengage. What else we have on here? There we go. We have another blade. And again, if this is the same steel, future me put it on the screen there. Right, this one has a sheep's foot serrator blade. So it's a flat grind sheep's foot blade with some serrations on this side. So when it comes to cutting rope, you know, or just cutting through some thick material, what have you, right, kind of gives you the benefits, the advantages of having a serrator blade as well. So that's good. Same deal here, right? Locking blade. And what are we missing, right? Something on this side. Here we go. We got the scissors. Now I know that these are locking scissors. I think they may not lock until, there we go. They don't lock until you open them, and then the actual liner tab here engages. So there we go, like that. And these are pretty decent size scissors, right? You guys be the judge there, right? Pretty good size for use right there. That's not bad at all. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do a very scientific cutting test here really quick. So in case you're wondering, right, it cuts paper pretty good, right? And as far as cardboard goes, in case you're wondering, yeah, I can definitely cut some cardboard. Probably going to be better off using the blade though for cardboard. What makes it pretty comfortable is this little bend right here, right? The fact that it has a little bend on the handle for your thumb, it actually makes it really, really comfortable there when doing the cutting procedure. And this little bar right here applies tension, so it's kind of like spring loaded in a way, right? It would always return up on the way up, so you don't have to worry about that. This is a pretty neat, you know, and usable feature to have there. So we know the scissors can cut, right? And before we dive any deeper, right, while we're here, might as well test the blade. All right, so here we go. I mean, yeah, definitely cuts there, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it. Look at that, bam, boom. Yeah, even comes with sound effects and everything. So there's that. And then as far as cardboard, cutting at a diagonal angle here for better performance. Flat ground, putting in work. You also have a good length blade right there. Also, and yeah, by all means, definitely cuts really good. You guys rate this thing in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. How sharp is it? Right, 10 being the highest, so you all let me know. Now I do know this one has a few more tricks. Now I do know this one has a few other tricks up its sleeve. And by the way, I'm loving the closing right here. Feels satisfying on the close. I wonder if it has a magnet there or not, but maybe it's the, tension right here that makes it pop like that. But I do like that. Now we have a few more features on this one. Right, we'll start over on this side. Here we go. So if I press here, right, this is the lock release, and it looks like we have a few items here. We have a can opener for starters. Right, there's your can opener situation there. All these are locking tools, by the way. So they lock in place, and then you can release pushing on here. And by the way, all of these are sort of Leatherman Wave Surge, sort of, I guess, clone, I guess you could say. But, the Leatherman patent has expired, so that's why we see a lot of these competitors, right, offering, right, more affordable options made overseas, of course, but nevertheless, pretty good quality overall from what I've experienced. We have another dedicated wire cutter right here. So if you have a wire, you want to trap it into this little groove here, and that allows you to push down and strip the wire that way. And I'm going to do these a little bit more rapid style, right? We have a small flathead screwdriver right here, a large flathead screwdriver, and then we have a awl tool, right, or with a thread needle as well on there. So if you are, if you work with leather or what have you, right, the awl tool, from what I understand, is used to poke holes, make holes a little bit wider on the leather. I'm not a leather expert in any way, shape, or form, so I know that's what it is, right? I just don't really use the awl tool myself all that much. But you have those three here, along with the can opener, which we took a look at already. That's all we got going on there on that side. And then on the opposite side here, right, let's switch things around. We have the bit driver. That is a locking bit driver right here, so it locks in place. You can actually fold the tool completely when, threading, loosening, or tightening up a screw. It does have the Phillips head. I think this is a PH2. There we go, PH2 by default. You can switch it over to a PH1 for a little bit finer head, right, on the Phillips. All these have a D10 ball, right, in place. So that's nice. It locks in place. It sounds like it's gonna fall off on you. It does take a little bit of, force to, remove it, of course. So that's intentional. So it's like that by default. I kind of wish it was a Phillips and a flathead, so that way you have at least both on the go. Otherwise, you have to fall back to the included bit collection here. I need my bit and I need it now. You know what I mean? So here we go. Flathead right there, a smaller flathead, bigger flathead. So those are 6 and 5, and I do like that they're nicely labeled. And again, the little ball right there makes all the difference. They click in place. By the way, these are T10 and T15. I thought for a second they looked small enough. T20 and T25, so not even T8 or T6, which I thought it was at first, right? First impressions are gonna lead me to believe that's what it was, but in case you're wondering, T10 and T15, and a few other hex patterns as well over on this side. So I mean, it should hopefully cover a good variety of different needs, as a multi-tool should. So there you go. Another quick feature I wanted to mention, right, and I didn't want it to forget about it, it's the fact that we do have a ruler right here, right? So in case you didn't spot that earlier, I'm going to make sure we have inches on one side and centimeters on the other. And what's pretty cool is that you can actually lay it flat like this, right? So lay it flat on the table like that, pliers close, and then you can actually measure distance. How accurate is it? Well, let's see. There should be 8 inches from here to here. There you go, 8 inches right there. And that is pretty spot on. Then we're supposed to have 20 centimeters from here to here. And we are very close, right? You guys be the judge there, from the tip to the 0 to the 20 centimeters. That seems to be pretty spot on as well. So basically have a 20 centimeter or 8-inch ruler with you as well. That's another cool feature I want to make sure I didn't overlook. And overall, I mean, ergos feel pretty good, right? It's nice and rounded on the edges here. No harsh spot or any sore spot anywhere. Feels really good. Feels the hand. I have average size hands, which are, again, not the biggest of hands or smallest of hands, but we can definitely get the job done here, no doubt about it. Now, this is not a wrench in any way, shape, or form. It's a plier, but if I needed to do some light wrenching, there we go, right? Definitely can do some light wrenching with this guy. Loosening up this subscribe stick of truth that we use for the whack test here in the channel. But yeah, there you go. Definitely can do that, no issues. Next, to a few other popular multi-tools. Well, for starters, I did want to show you another variant of the Pliers Pro. This one right here is basically the same exact tool. It just has a stainless steel finish on the handle instead, with a slightly different design. But as far as feature set and size, it's pretty much the same. So it is available in a couple different handle materials. Here is the Leatherman FREE P4, the Rocktol Gen R, Nextool Flagship Pro, and the Rocktol Phantom. Right there, just to kind of give you a ballpark. I mean, they're all pretty much about the same height, right? Some are a little bit wider depending on the size of tools they carry and stuff like that. And I do have content for all these in the channel. Also linked down below if you guys want to learn more about pricing for any of these. Those help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. And a quick side-by-side comparison here looking at the pliers, right? I did notice the pliers head compared to something like the Free P4 here from Leatherman. It's about the same thickness or so. It does have a little bit more reach given this whole fine point little section here in the front of the pliers, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. It is a manual open, right? Just like the Free P4 and the Rocktol Gen R. These two on the end here, the Next Tool Flagship Pro and the Rocktol Phantom are spring-loaded, and it always sparks the question, and I'm curious, right, to ask you guys, if you use multi-tools on the daily, right, what do you prefer? Do you prefer spring-loaded pliers or do you prefer manual pliers? Or I guess not spring-loaded pliers for that matter. Definitely let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know. And last but not least, let's do a quick blade comparison right here, right? It is actually coming in at a pretty lengthy size compared to a few of the other ones that have a shorter cutting path, right? In case you're curious there, to be extra professional, right? This is a very professional YouTube channel, by the way. You're looking at 3 inches on the blade, right? Exactly. Well, I mean, technically 3 inches on the cutting path, right? Where the police officer might count the blade starting from the pivot or not, maybe it's like 3 1/4, but actual cutting path is 3 inches. All these other ones are slightly shorter in some way. I think we got about a little bit around over 2.5 on the Free P4. We have about 2 1/4 on the Rocktol Gen R, 2 1/4 on the Rocktol Phantom, and the Next Tool Flagship Pro has a replaceable blade with a cutting path of about 2.5 inches. So all the other ones seem to be under 3 inches. This guy would definitely be at that 3-inch cutting path mark, right? In case you're interested, you're curious, need to know, there you go. Now you know. Do a quick recap, and I'll put this on the screen there in case I miss anything. I think that's pretty much everything that we cover there, right? We got some warm tips also if you guys want to check those. Well, there you guys have it. That is a quick unboxing overview of the BIBURY Multitool Pliers Pro. Again, this one's going to be given away over on IG. Definitely make sure to follow me and BIBURY on IG, and you'll be able to see the giveaway guidelines and rules on how to enter. So if you're seeing this video as of a couple of days or as soon as it gets posted, absolutely definitely check it out. I'll put some details on the description as well. Of course, this multi-tool and every other multi-tool you saw in this video, every product will be linked down below. Again, it does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Most importantly, guys, I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. What do you think about the Pliers Pro from BIBURY, right? What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you dislike about it? Let me know. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.